I was on Twitter this morning, and if you are on Twitter, you'll see that I'm pretty active there. It's a good way to communicate without maybe Facebook, because you have to use your real name or very close to it. On Twitter, you can be somewhat anonymous, and I'm very active there. You'll find me at Infidelity Scars if you want to reach out or follow me, and I'll certainly follow you. But I read a quote today, and I'm always looking for parallels to encourage you that are out there. And so I read this quote. I won't say the original quote, but the derivative that I came up with is that recovery is unfolding. And I want to encourage you today with the fact that if you're anything like me, somewhat like Samantha, but mostly like me, I'm a control freak, and I am a recovering control freak. But let me just tell you that recovery work devastates the control freak because we want everything to be shown to us right now. We want to fix it right now. We want answers right now. We want clarity right now. We need to know what's going to happen in 2 months, 2 years, 20 years, because we have to know, because we are control freaks. We're insecure if we don't know. We feel like we're empowered if we know. And if we don't know, we're scared, we're insecure, we're worried, we're panicky, we are uncertain because we can't see it all right now. And I will tell you that recovery is unfolding. It's one of the most difficult concepts to buy into, which is that you don't know what's going to happen in 2 months or 2 years. I've just heard a million, I wish a million, but I've just heard a ton of you betrayed spouses say, yeah, you got that right. You didn't know that there was going to be relapse. You didn't know that there was going to be ambivalence back and forth. You didn't know that there was going to be a new D-Day come your way every 6 months or year. I mean, there's so much to it. One of the best ways to describe recovery is it is unfolding. Another truth about this unfolding concept is recovery unfolds in proportion to a few things. Recovery unfolds in proportion to, number one, and I believe this with all my heart, your bravery. Whether you're unfaithful or whether you're betrayed. As you are brave. Now, not all of us have the same financial capabilities. Not all of us have the ability to just buy a course at the drop of a hat. Although there are scholarships on the website for all of the online courses, I would encourage you to do that. And all of us are at different, abilities. Some of us can afford high-level counseling from people who are somewhat expensive. Some of us cannot at any level. But I will tell you one common principle is that recovery unfolds in proportion to your bravery and courageousness. You're going to have to be brave. If you're an unfaithful or if you're a betrayed, you're going to have to be brave to do recovery work. Whether it be reading books, whether it be working through some very heavy stuff. One of the best breakthroughs I ever got in life in the past 12 years of recovery has been the realization that, you know what, I'm going to have to be brave. And so often I am manipulated by fear, by worry, by doubt. I am manipulated by not being able to control things, and that produces in me a fear, which makes me insecure, which makes me fearful. And I have realized, look, these things, these events in life are going to happen anyway. I might as well face them brave. I can face them full of fear, and I can face them full of faith and confident and brave. You know what? I'm going to choose to be brave, and I will tell you, in recovery, your recovery is going to unfold in proportion to how brave and courageous you are with what has been handed to you or what you have handed yourself. Your recovery will unfold in proportion to your recovery work. If you just kind of, that's what you're going to get back. I don't want to be too hard on you. I want to be gracious, and I want to invite you to consider the possibility that your recovery will unfold in proportion to the recovery work that you do or that you don't do. If it's just kind of don't be surprised if your marital communication is if your ability to handle conflict is if your ability to really gain ground and start to be intimate emotionally and physically again is kind of I want to tell you it's because your recovery work is really not flourishing. Your recovery will also unfold in proportion to your humility. Are you willing to lay down your self-sufficiency and your pride and just get help. Be involved in a group. Read some books. See a counselor who's an expert. Are you willing to just humble yourself and say, you know what? I don't have all the answers and I can't white knuckle it any longer. We need help. Your recovery will also unfold in proportion to your authenticity and, quite frankly, your vulnerability. You're going to have to be vulnerable if you're going to get to the bottom of the junk that's inside you. You're going to have to be vulnerable if you want to see your spouse heal. I mean, I've had to get very vulnerable before Samantha in order to help Samantha confront some issues in her life and do some hardcore recovery work in her. So, man, if you're anything like me, and Samantha's somewhat like this too, you just want to be in control. You want to be in charge. You want to know what's going to happen. You want to know when it's going to happen. You are striving for control, but I will tell you, recovery is all about surrender. You're going to have to surrender to being able to be in control and bravely take each day, one day at a time, handling what's coming your way. I know it hurts like hell to you that are very timid in nature, or to you that are terrified and you're traumatized by all the enormity of what you're facing. You're going to have to find a way to be brave, to take one step at a time and confront the darkness. If you're an unfaithful spouse and you may have caused more chaos and more calamity than you ever thought that you could, I'm sorry, this is a time for you to be what I would call bravely humble. You're going to have to remain humble and understand that you don't have what it takes to do this on your own, but that you are going to have to find the fortitude, the strength, and the courage to face the music and decide to get healthy. My friends, recovery is unfolding, slowly but surely. You don't know what's going to happen in 2, 3, 4 years. You don't know what's going to happen next month, and you don't know what's going to come as a result of what you are dealing with right now. And that's okay. It's supposed to be that way. You're going to learn trust, you're going to learn confidence, and you're going to learn how to be brave in the face of uncertainty.